Hey folks, Jeremy here from End of the World Gaming. Today I am doing the lowest common denominator of YouTube video. I'm doing an unboxing video. Now, I know that many of you are like, well, why are you doing an unboxing video? What on earth on this channel about dead games would there be to unbox? Well, I got a Tarascus. Really, this side of the box doesn't show a whole lot of its Tarascus-y goodness, but let me assure you, I sincerely hope there's a Tarascus in this box, otherwise you're going to get to see disappointment unfold on my face real quick. So let me talk about the Tarascus a little bit. It was one of the first Titan models that Rackham ever produced. It was actually not planned, per se. One of their sculptors just kind of walked in one day and it was like, hey, what's up? I got this giant dinosaur. You guys want to make this giant dinosaur? And unsurprisingly enough, when Rackham saw said giant dinosaur, they were like, hell yeah, we want to be in the business of making this giant dinosaur. So overall, the lead time took about 6 months between the time, I guess, the gentleman brought it into the office and the time they started soliciting it to retailers. Retailers were a little bit nervous because at that point, Confrontation had kind of started to... nosedive is the wrong word, had kind of started to decline, so saying, hey, here's this big, $150 plus model, they were a little bit nervous about that, and I can't say that I necessarily completely blame them. Good news, the box is not empty. It does in fact contain one Tarascus, in bubble wrap. So I guess I get to continue this video. So at any rate, they made this Titan model, and it was one of the few Titan models they made. I guess at some point the plan had been that they were considering making one for all of the factions. So they were talking about making one for all of the factions, which is a lot of Tarascuses, I'm not going to lie. This one actually works for Durs and both of the Orc factions, so it works for Orcs of the Behemoth, and, oh, let's look at that bad boy. It works for Orcs of the Behemoth, and it works for Orcs of Branapur. So this is the front of the box. Includes 7 cards. Alright. Let's get some of the rotations. That is a fine looking big old monster there, and you can see, looks like there's some Durs War Staff on the side there. And then on the back, we've got details on the head, details on the shoulder armor. So yeah, I can definitely see why if somebody walked in and was like, hey man, you guys want to buy this? That if I worked for Rackham, I'd be like, yeah, I kind of do, because that's totally amazing. Because it's pretty sexy. Alright, so we got the sleeve off, pretty simple stuff. You'll forgive me, this is the first time I've ever done an unboxing video, so I'm probably just rambling. That's fine. At any rate, I do have more little tidbits to talk about. So, after Rackham officially closed up shop, there were a couple of other Titan models that were released through Cool Mini or Not. There was the Durs Worm, which I actually have, which is a really sexy model. And there was Belial, who was a Avatar of Darkness, which is also another model that I've got. He works for basically all of the bad guy factions, so Midnor, Durs, the Rams of Acheron, the Devourers after the 3.5 update, when they were like, we're not going to have the Devourers be neutral anymore, we're going to have the Devourers be evil. And I said Midnor, so basically, Ophidians. Haha. So, works for all of those factions. He's a pretty cool model. And then there was the Flesh Golem, which I think was Midnor specific. And then there was the Steam Golem for the Dwarves of Tir Nabor, who never actually got official rules. Cool Mini or Not released the model, but didn't ever actually release the rules. So, having opened the box, I'm now gonna show you what we've got. We've got 7 cards as promised. We've got stat cards. We've got 2 stat cards. We've got one for Scorpion and one for Orcs of Branahor. So, hootah. And then I will actually do a scan of these cards and put them up so you guys can see them and check them out. So we've got those 2 cards. So the stats, they look like they're the same. Movement 20, Initiative 2, Attack 7, Strength 20, Defensive 0. So I'm guessing you're not putting a lot of defense dice in for him. Resilience of 18. Yeah, you can't argue with that. No ranged weapon. Shocking. Giant dinosaur doesn't have a ranged weapon. Fear of 10, which is great. And Discipline of 0, because at the end of the day, it's a dinosaur. He's not really tactically all that hot. So, as my beautiful and lovely wife predicted, John has showed up just as I started shooting this. So he's coming inside right now. So forgive me if there's like clunking. He was offered the opportunity to sit in on the unboxing video, and he was like, man, I hate unboxing videos. Why am I going to have anything at all to do with that? That's fine. All right. So the next card we've got is we've got Roar. This is going to be a special ability card that the Tarascus gets. John, would you like to say hello off screen?
Hello.
There you go.
Depending on where the camera is, it might be on screen in the mirror behind you.
Possibly, but probably not. Then we've got the Tarascus Charge card. And again, so this is an unboxing video, so I have no idea what these cards do. I'm reading this information same as you. Though, given what I'm showing you is reversed, you're probably not reading it super well, unless I edit this in post and put the actual card up in the corner, which would be like a competent thing to do, but, I mean, those of you who have seen my videos, me, competence, we're not really, Alright, at any rate, next card up is Tarascus Jaw, which is something that he can do with his mouth, like many other good things. Sweep, which is, as opposed to the Tarascus' jaw, something that he can do with his bottom, or his backside, however you want to call it. Alright, and then the last card is the rules card for the Tarascus, which talks about him being a titanic creature, and it having mutagenic X only when it's actually controlled by Scorpion, by the Durs. So, even though he's got mutagenic printed on his card, when he's with Orcs of Branahor, he doesn't get to be mutagenic, which is fine. Because he would have access to only 1 mutagenic die, despite being 600 points worth of monster. So next up, ta-da! Bubble wrap. Lots and lots of bubble wrap. So, this looks like the main body. Looks like we've got places to attach the legs on both sides, and then head at front, and probably armor plates up here on top. And then on back, you can see where it was, where the feed for the resin came in on the back of the mold. I'm going to have somebody actually take a look at this later, and I will probably splice it in, and his name is Jan Paulson, and he actually does a ton of resin casting. As the gentleman behind Paulson Games, maybe his name is familiar to some of you, maybe it's not. Those of you who are not familiar with it should definitely check his stuff out. It's actually pretty cool, pretty neat hand-cast, pressure-molded stuff. Alright, so this is one of the legs. This is another one of the legs. I know this is scintillating YouTube, but like I said, here we go. This is going to be the fun one. This is the tail. So all told, this guy is going to be monstrously long when he's assembled. Just look at that. That is a beast of a model. All right, so we've got a set of legs. We've got a noggin, it looks like. Yeah, we got a big old head right here. All right. Looks like we've got the bottom half of the jaw and most of the head. The resin looks a little bit shiny, which might mean it cured strangely. Usually resin tends to be a little bit grayer. Most of the rest of the stuff is actually fairly dull. So we'll see how We'll see how that shakes out. We've got another front leg. Hooray! We've got the other back leg. And this, my guess, is the giant horn. And this is indeed a giant horn. And this is going to be a giant pain in the tuchus to transport once the head is fully assembled, because this is a long, thin piece of resin, which means that unless it's very, very, very well kept, it's going to snap when you sneeze on it. So don't sneeze on your Tarascus, guys. And finally, here we go. We've got the top of the noggin. All right. Yep. That goes the big old head right there. You get that stumpy dinosaur head. Hello, guys. I wish I could lie and say the next video I make, I'm going to have this guy fully assembled and painted. I know how fast I paint. That's not going to happen. Look for the updated painting video on this guy, probably like 2037, 2038, maybe 2032. I'll try to give some work in progress shots. All right, so that's it. This has been my Tarascus unboxing video. I'm Jeremy from End of the World Gaming. Thanks for watching.